Guild Wars 2 is known for a lot of things, but one of its best integrations is the use of the mount system. Mounts in Guild Wars 2 are some of the best in all of MMOs, each having unique movements, weight, and capabilities that provide an excellent framework for traversing this great game. In this guide, I'm going to show you how to unlock each one of the mounts available currently in Guild Wars 2. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more Guild Wars 2 content. First, the Raptor is the most basic mount you can acquire in-game, and is even given to free-to-play and core accounts upon reaching level 10 or the next multiple of 10 for a 10-hour time period. That's a lot of 10s. Accounts with access to any expansions get a permanent version. However, this does not include the Mastery system for it. Mastery system, which allows you to train the capabilities of your Raptor once you hit max level. But this is only available for those who own the Path of Fire expansion. If you do not have the Path of Fire expansion, you will not be able to train those masteries. However, it is a simple and effective way to move around. The Springer was introduced during the Path of Fire expansion as well, and as such, it has masteries tied to it, only owning for those who have the Path of Fire expansion. The Springer can charge its jumps for a short period of time to catapult itself super high into the sky. This has an immense amount of use, and honestly, before getting the Skyscale, which is the dragon flying mount that you see all over the place, I use the Springer all the time. There are 3 ways to earn this mount. First is by progressing the Path of Fire story. You must reach the High Jump Ranch, which requires your Raptor to have the Canyon Jumping Mastery, which is not overtly difficult to get. Simply do some events nearby or explore to get the required experience, and of course searching for the mastery points to unlock this. Once you are at the ranch, complete the Renowned Heart and purchase a Springer for 50 trade contracts and 1 gold. End of Dragons can also unlock the Springer, however this version does not include masteries. You must speak to Lieutenant Zhao in New Canang City. You do not need to complete the Renowned Heart. You can simply just purchase it here. Janthier Wilds also unlocks the Springer. It requires the story step of Prologue, the Tyrian Alliance, to be complete. The Skimmer is a mount that was again introduced during Path of Fire, and it has the unique ability to glide over sand and water with ease. It can also be taught to dive underwater, but that's quite a bit of different mastery to complete. To unlock the Skimmer, you must work your way to the Elon Riverlands to the Skimmer Ranch. You must complete the Renowned Heart here, and then you will be able to purchase a Skimmer, 50 trade contracts, and 4 gold. The Jackal was a ridiculously unique mount introduced during the Path of Fire expansion, as it has the ability to teleport a short distance forward, completely phasing in and out of view. The mount is fairly simple to acquire. You must have the Skimmer's Ride the Wind Mastery or the Springer's High Volt Mastery to achieve this. You must go to the very southern point of the Desolation, all the way down by the Jin Enclave. You must work your way all the way up to the Enclave and complete the Renowned Heart here to purchase the Jackal, which goes for 200 trade contracts and 20 gold. This cost increased to 30 gold if you do not purchase it the day that you complete the Renowned Heart. The Warclaw was another mount that was introduced during the Path of Fire expansion, but it can also be unlocked during the Janthier Wilds expansion. To earn this, the Path of Fire method, which is related to the game mode World vs. World, you must earn 1 World Ability Point and spend it on the Warclaw Mastery selection. Congratulations! Janthier Wilds unlock requires, of course, the expansion of Janthier Wilds and completing the first chapter of Unknown Territory. Once you feed Barbed Veil's concoction, you will unlock the mount and the mastery track associated with it, along with the Janthier Wilds Warclaw skin. If you unlock it this way, you will not be able to use it in World v World until you unlock the mastery track in said game mode for it. The Griffon is the last original mount included in the Path of Fire expansion, and for a time, it was the only flying mount. It was actually even considered a secret until one player finally discovered it. In effect, it's actually a more effective version of the glider from the Heart of Thorns expansion. To earn this mount, you must do the following. Complete the Path of Fire main story. Once you have completed the story, players will start finding random items that drop from mobs. This isn't necessary, but it tells you that you are eligible for the mount. Head to the domain of Vabbi and speak with Seeker Kandake. Once you've spoken to her, you must reach the Sunspear Sanctuary and interact with the remains of the last Spear Marshal. Answer with, "I'll see what I can do," and this unlocks the Open Skies collection, which must be completed to earn the Griffon. Now, before sending you down this road, please know that this collection is fairly simple. However, it is going to cost you to get this. You see, each of the collections has 9 items that you must get throughout the 5 Path of Fire zones, but 2 of these relics in each zone run a cost of 25 gold. So 50 gold per zone times 5 zones is 250 gold to fully unlock this mount. Luckily, in each of these collections, you get started with a freebie called Spear Marshal's Plea, which allows you to teleport back to Spear Marshal Sanctuary. Starting with the Crystal Desert, you must go to these locations. You must defeat the Corrupted Facet Legendary Bounty, complete the Renowned Heart from Priest Hakim, this will cost you 25 gold, complete the Renowned Heart for Priestess Chimera, this will cost you 25 gold. You can find the Warmed Coastal Griffin Egg from the Griffin Roost here, the Browned Coastal Griffin Egg from the mesa overlooking the Hatari Tablelands, Lustrous Coastal Griffin Egg atop this pyramid, the Dusty Coastal Griffin Egg atop this pillar at the Sanctum of Nabkai, and then the Ridged Coastal Griffin Egg on the cliffside. For the Desert Highlands collection, you must do the following. Complete the event, defend a Sunspear from the Mordant Crescent, complete the Renowned Heart from Grothmok, and purchase the enormous supply of bird feed. This costs 25 gold. Purchase survival supplies after completing Tenji's Renowned Heart. This costs 25 gold. Collect the Warmed Mountain Griffin Egg from this roost. The Crusty Mountain Griffin Egg atop Godfall Tower, the Rough Mountain Griffin Egg above this shelter tree in the Desert Highlands, the Vibrant Mountain Griffin Egg from the Nest of Thieving Hawkeye Griffins, and then the Damp Mountain Griffin Egg on the ledge below Jinx Hollow. For the Elon Riverlands, you must do the following. Defeat Warden Jabari and free the prisoners from this meta event in the southern section of Elon Riverlands. Complete the Equipment Tracker achievement, which has you searching for various items all around the Riverlands. Defeat the Champion Jin event in the southwest section of Elon Riverlands. Complete the Renowned Heart from Follower Zun and purchase the Relic Preservation materials for 25 gold. Complete the Renowned Heart from Ebeli and purchase the maps to the outposts for 25 gold. Gather the Warm Riparian Griffin Egg from this Griffin Roost. Gather the Rocky Riparian Griffin Egg from the mesa above the Vulture Drifts. And gather the Azure Riparian Griffin Eggs from the Shattered Tower above the Riverlands. To unlock the Desolation Open Skies achievement, you need to complete the event, patrol the area near the Mouth of Torment with Redeemer Kosan, pick up the Rune of Vizrak above the Sunspear Shrine, purchase the Ancient Sunspear flags from Dunkoro after completing the Renowned Heart. This one costs 25 gold. Complete the Renowned Heart from Kisha Odil and purchase the prayer lights for 25 gold. Gather the warmed canyon griffin egg from this roost in the Desolation. Gather the dark canyon griffin egg from the links above the broken chain. Gather the pale canyon griffin egg atop a spire near the Chittock Overlook. Gather the mottled canyon griffin egg from bluff overlooking the ruination. To complete the collection of Domain of Vabbi, you must do the following. Complete the event Help First Spear Ketur recover his equipment and escape, imprisonment event located here. Complete the Renowned Heart from Awakening Servant Tojar and purchase the stone carving tools for 25 gold. Complete the Renowned Heart of Distinguished Professor Nazimi and purchase the guard bribe for 25 gold. Collect the warmed Vabbi and Griffin egg from this roost. Gather the cracked Vabbi and Griffin egg from this perch. The cracked Vabbi and Griffin egg using the temporary Griffon Mount from the warmed Vabbi and Griffin egg and gliding over to this perch here. Gather the polished Vabbi and Griffin egg from this perch high above the Jinn Enclave. Gather the ruddy Vabbi and Griffin egg from this spot here. Gather the charged Vabbi and Griffin egg from this point here. I'd recommend using the temporary Griffon Mount here to fly to most of these points, as the Fury of the Brand will end up killing you before you end up getting to where you gotta go. Once you have earned all the Open Skies achievements, you return to the Sunspear Sanctuary and place all the eggs and ruins all around, and this will start the Sunspear Wisdom Collection. You must then go to the Tomb of Primeval Kings, all the way back in the Desert Highlands, and interact with the Terran reality. This will take you to Cormier's library. You must enter here and kill 10 elites with the key hoarder effect on them for the Cormyr library keys. A key is used to open one of the caches of the Sunspear wisdom to retrieve all 10 volumes to complete. The locations are here. Unfortunately, the in-game map does not work in this zone, so these are the different spots that you can find them. Once back at the Sunspear Sanctuary, you can interact with the plinths circling the statue of Cormyr to enter in an instance where you must defeat a champion here using the Griffon Mount. After defeating him, you will have earned the Griffon. Congrats! The Roller Beetle is one of the more fun mounts in Guild Wars 2, offering a ridiculously fast land travel mount that allows you to drift to hit sharp turns due to the high velocity of speed. There are many different races around Tyria for this one, and I still haven't mastered it. To unlock the Roller Beetle, you must own the Path of Fire expansion, as well as the Living World Season 4. You must also get about halfway through Living World Season 4 for the story by completing the step Long Live the Lich. You must speak with Spear Marshal Zahim in the Domain of Karuna and then speak with Goric on the northern edge of the allied camp, and this will unlock the first of 3 collections called Beetlejuice. For Beetlejuice, you must gather a total of 10 items. The unlabeled bottle of bubbling liquid, dragon protein, completely legal performance enhancing serum, flask of churning liquid, .210 proof rock gut, calcified megalodon fin, bottle of dark smoke, lightning in a bottle, untested speed serum, and then with all of these items you return to Goric. This will then unlock the second tier, the Beetle Saddle, and this is what you need to do to earn them. The Inquest Beetle notes are dropped from Awaken Inquest in this area. The Inquest power schematics is from one of the lab terminals in Pahog Bluffs Proving Ground, here. The Shadow Creator Seal is gathered from any bounty complete in the domain of Karuna. The Steam Power Coupling drops from Steam creatures in either Lornar's Pass or Brisbane Wildlands. Plague Struts are dropped by golems in domain of Karuna. The Anomaly Spark is from the legendary Leyline anomaly that happens on a timer. The event timer for this is in the description below. The MK2 Power Inverter is dropped from the Mark II Golem World Boss in Mount Maelstrom. Once you have gathered all these items, return to Goric, who will put them all together, and then place the saddle on Petey to unlock the final collection for the Beetle Feed. To complete the Beetle Feed, you must do the following. The live Plague Scarab drops from the Contain the Scarab Outbreaks events all around domain of Karuna. The Plague Scarab Egg is from the map meta event Assaulting the Moon Fortress, requiring you to smash plague experiments after getting through the main boss. The Janudu Ichor is dropped from these giant worms, mainly in the Desolation. The Hardy Beetle Slime is from the champion level mob called the Alpha Beetle in the far Silver Wastes located here. The Desert Luciferin is purchased from the renowned Heart of the Hecat for 50 inscribed shards, the main currency of this zone. The Frigid Worm Goo is from the Cave Worms in the western domain of Karuna, located here. Lastly, the Toxic Spider Yolk is from the Toxic Spider Queen event in Kessex Hills. Once this is all done, you simply take this all to Petey, feed him, and then you are good to go. There's your unlock for the Roller Beetle. So the Skyscale is one of the most iconic mounts in this game, so much so that it was recently featured in the Secrets of the Obscure expansion as the primary mount of that DLC. And which, of course, that makes that there is 2 ways that you can earn the Skyscale Mount in this game. Let's talk about the easier of the 2, which is to earn it through the Secrets of the Obscure expansion. For the Secrets of the Obscure expansion, first you will need to complete the 2nd chapter of the SOTO story, Hell Breaks Loose. Then you must train the mastery of Whom Rescues Whom. This will unlock the ability to earn the achievement A New Friend. Now, you must hunt around for an abandoned Skyscale egg somewhere in either a Skywatch Archipelago or Amnytas. Once you return to the Skyscale trainer, Diana, she will then ask you to infuse the eggs. And this is how you do this. To earn the Skyscale of Water, you must swim down from the waypoint to the bottom of Castival for the concentration of magic located here. Skyscale of Fire has you climbing into the lava at the Great Smelter in the Black Citadel. Skyscale of Ice requires you to get completely frozen by a corrupted ice elemental during the Defeat the Claw of Jormag boss event. This is the easier of the two, because the other one requires you to do one of the Living World seasons. Skyscale of Earth is jumping into quicksand at Drytop. Simple. Skyscale of Air is completing the Cluster of Wind part of the Hidden Garden jumping puzzle. Skyscale of Life has you reviving 20 allies. This is fairly simple. Skyscale of Blood requires you to kill 100 enemies around or within the Blood Hill camps in Gandharan Fields. Skyscale of Growth takes you to the Grove, the Silvari's main city, to interact with the plants next to the Mender Aerie here. Skyscale of Death is by interacting next to this tomb at the Cursed Shore, located here. Skyscale of Spirit is interacting with the hero point here at the Iron Marches. The Skyscale of Fear requires you to attack chickens until angry chickens attack you, located here. Skyscale of Courage is simply defeating 4 world bosses. Again, please see the boss event timer in the description below. Next is the Skyscale Growing Comforts. This requires you to get food and other things to comfort your almost dragon. Skyscale treats can be purchased with materials, but honestly I recommend just buying it off at the trading post for about 3.5 gold at the time of recording. You will need a total of 12. Tasty Cryptus skin drops from any of the Cryptus around the Secrets of the Obscure zones. Tasty Trail rations drop from Juten that can be found all over the Shiver Peak Mountains. Tasty Devourer Carpus from Devourers mainly found in any of the Char-related zones of Ascalon. The Tasty Chalk legs, which are very prominent in the Heart of Thorns zone, Tangled Depths, or at the Chak Hatchery in the Skywatch Archipelago. The tasty moss-covered bark drops from Trents or Moss Hearts all over Tyrio. Tasty worm segment can be found by defeating any worms that you can find. The ooze can be found for any ooze-related mob, but I recommend farming the Blasted Moors Hero Challenge simply just because the spawn time can be very quickly. The Forged Anklet can be found from any of the forged in the Path of Fire zones or in Skywatch Archipelago. The Bird Whistle is purchased from Othog the Bird Whisperer in the Iron Marches for 2 gold. The Plush Quaggan is purchased from Sven Edson in the Wizard's Tower Courtyard. And then the Heavy Duty Dolyak Blanket is purchased near Boulder Mouth Vale in Lorner's Pass. You must complete the Renowned Heart for this one. This turns into the last collection, the Saddle. Now this will require a total of 30 Provisioners marks by trading many different rare and valuable materials here so that you can get a mark. These have daily limits on most of them of how much you can trade in, so keep that in mind. You will also need a pinch of Stardust, and you will need a total of 375. You will also need Static Charge. Lastly, you will need 500 Fine Rift Essence, which can be acquired by simply farming rifts and convergences. Once you have these, you will need to see the faction provisioners all over SOTO for these items. The Stardust Infused Leather, Mist Infused Saddle Oil, Jade Spun Silk Thread, Durable Saddle Hardware, Rich Maguman Mahogany, Saddlebag of Holding, Deldramere Rivets, Garenhoff Weave Cloth, Elonian Sandpaper, Extra Stick Guitar. After all of this, the last step that you will need to do is to raise your Skyscale Mastery to the Rising Spirits Flight Mastery training. After you have completed this, you will then be able to fly your Skyscale in any zone in the game. Congrats. Okay, as mentioned, there is a path for you to do it in Living World Season 4, and it tends to be one of the most in-depth grinds in the game to achieve. Now, I could go ahead and try to reinvent the wheel and show you how I would do it, having you imagine where all these different things are as I was gathering them all around the zones. Honestly, I don't think it can be done any better than the guide that I used to unlock the Skyscale originally, and this is by a fellow YouTuber of Caffeinated. Honestly, he did such a great job with it. I would just recommend simply following his 12-part video series here, showing everything that you need to how to get this one done. Again, the Skyscale for Living World Season 4 tends to be very in-depth. The Siege Turtle is specific to those who own the End of Dragons expansion, and is the only combat mount available in-game currently. This one has a relatively small collection series that has you complete essentially all the other things that you have already been doing around the End of Dragon zones. To unlock the Siege Turtle, first you must complete either the Dragon's End meta event of Battle for the Jade Sea, or purchase it from the peddler at Dragon's End for 200 writs of Dragon's End. You take the turtle egg to Rhoda in Arborstone, and this unlocks the Starting Small achievement. This step has you feeding the baby turtle a bunch of food that you can honestly just purchase from the trading post for a small amount, and then have this little mech here chop it up right next to Rhoda. Now, once you do this, you will unlock the Getting Stronger collection. This has essentially you gathering a bunch of fish fillets, which again, I would just recommend purchasing these from the trading post very quickly, as it's very simple and relatively cheap, and the little green mech guy here chops them all up. Now comes the actual collection of the suiting up portion. This has you going around to End of Dragon zones and completing the following. The Luxon tools are earned from completing the Jade Maw event at Dragon's End. The turret plans are from the Renowned Heart vendor Elora in New Kenang City. You do not need to complete the Renowned Heart to purchase it. The turret power unit is earned by defeat Renyak, and this is the last step of the Aether Blade Assault in the Haiju Plains. The Aloha oil is earned from the event Collect Sap for the Restoration Ritual by the Forever Tree in the Echo Vald Wilds in the southern portion, located here. The Deluxe Leather Seating requires you to defeat an Adolescent Leviathan. This can either be done in Seitung Province or Kenang Docks in New Kenang City, or now in Janthier Wilds off the coast of the Tumultuous Sea in Janthier Sintry. Thruster plans are purchased from Kestrel Mikimo for 16 gold, located here. The thruster control unit can either be dropped by the strike mission of Kanang Overlook, or it can be purchased by the requisition specialist in Gyala Delve for 1,000 research notes and 500 imperial favors. Lastly, the saddle color selection is earned by getting 25 unidentified dies and giving them to Fidget here in Arborstone. Once this is complete, you will have unlocked your turtle and its associated masteries. Now that was quite a bit. If you are still lost in this game, go ahead and click on this video here, which will take you to the 2025 Beginner's Guide. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.